Yo guys, what is up? Welcome back to another AFK journey video. In this video, there is a new top team for the Orson Dream Realm boss, and credit goes to Rymz who shared it in the AFK Analytica Discord, but I think there was someone else who actually came up with it. But either way, this is the team formation. It looks really simple, but it is a big boost to the damage compared to the previous best team. And also the beautiful thing is it doesn't require ALSA. So if you don't have ALSA built on your account, then this is going to be even better for you. So the whole team idea, main Frestro in front of the Shakir to give him the energy regeneration. You have the Frestro illusion behind the Ludovic to get the value of the mythic charm attack buff onto the illusion at the beginning of the battle. You have the resonating spell onto Frestro illusion to increase his damage. Smokey right in the middle position, so I think he does end up getting knocked up, but it just doesn't really matter that much. And then Mikola off to the side. Basically, you have all of your key HP per second damage dealers, which are Frestro, Smokey, and Ludovic. You have Mikola and Smokey both to provide attack buff, and then of course the Shakir as well to provide attack buff to the team. This team got 102 billion damage, I think, on my first attempt of it, and it maybe has potential of getting even higher. And on my other account, I got 91 billion damage on basically my second attempt, and so there is a bit of RNG with this team, but not too much. So you have Mystic Charms onto Shakira optimally, Mikola with the Arcane Charms, Ludovic with the Insight Charms, Frestro with the Sorcery Charms, they're also refined, and then we have Smokey with the Recovering Charms, I believe they're called, the Skill Power and the Recovery. Okay, and like when you compare it to the previous best team with the Greatsword spell, after like a couple of runs, I got 94 billion, or basically that was on my first run, but as you can see here, there's some variance, and then this one is just getting 8 billion higher than it easily on the first attempt. So we're going to take a look at the replay, and then maybe we'll do some other, like maybe some repeat runs to see if we can get any better score. So the team positioning is pretty much perfect, but we'll just take a look at it right now. And it's not forcing the Orson back into your team, like walking up to you. You just have Smokey right front and center, and you just don't mind if he gets knocked up a few times. And so far, so good. Like, he hasn't been interrupted. And now look at this. The boss has full fury, but that doesn't matter because the fury causes the boss to hit a bit harder. But in endless bosses and like with all of this healing, there's no issue with that. Like, you're not gonna be at any real risk of dying. There you go. Smokey got interrupted, but it doesn't matter. As long as Smokey can channel his full duration of his blue aura, then he will get off all of the damage in the fight. And there we go. He's beginning casting right now. Yeah, but and the HP per second damage is not going to be reduced by any factor. So even this Fury, which normally would reduce the incoming damage by 80%, it has no effect on HP per second damage. It would only reduce, for example, the other forms of damage we have, which is very minor in comparison. So the damage is all coming from like the Ludovic skill 1, the Frestro Vicious Sting, and the Smoky Blue Aura, which cannot be reduced even by the Fury of the boss. Resonating Spell on Frestro Illusion is the best. It also provides haste as a stat, and that haste is good because that can cause Ludovic to cast his skills more frequently, and that is where his HP per second damage is coming from, and also, of course, the Frestro to cast. And in this position, look at this, Mikola is buffing up your Ludovic and both Frestros, and the main Frestro keeps getting repeatedly thrown back, which I think is probably the best option, because then Mikola can just permanently buff up the other three heroes up here, Shakir, Frestro Illusion, and Ludovic. And looking at the Shakir position, he's buffing up all of your allies, and the more allies that he buffs up at the same time, the higher overall attack buff he's providing, if he's at plus 10 exclusive equipment. So of course you need to have plus 10 exclusive equipment for this team to work, but look at that damage. And this is just showing you how dominant Frestro is again, and also Ludovic, especially this season with the Insight Charms, and Smokey. But what I'm really happy with about this team is it basically removes the need for you to build ALSA on your account. Because up until now, ALSA is really awkward because she was only needed for Orson, but she was kind of always in the top teams. But now she's being completely replaced, and so you can get away without building ALSA at all. And honestly, I think that might even just be better for you if you don't have the ability to do that. So focus on Ludovic from the season store. Of course, Lily May, Mikola are the top priority. And then you can work on like the other Lenya, Almis if you want them. But for Dream Realm, these are really the big ones. And I'm assuming for future seasons, most likely these charms are going to remain, or magic charms always come back, like in the first 2 seasons. So like in the next season, I'm assuming it will be there. And then Ludovic is still going to be amazing as an endless damage dealer. And of course, Smokey and Frestro are always going to be the kings of Dream Realm. So that is really interesting, right? Okay, now we're going to do some skip runs and see whether we can get a higher score. But like, I don't think probably like 102 billion is really high. I haven't seen much higher than that today. But let's see what can happen. Okay, what? 69 billion? We're running the same team, right? Yeah, so there is some variance. I don't know what goes wrong for that to happen. It must be a major problem in the team positioning and like Shakir not buffing up all of your allies. But normally that should not be the case. Okay, let's see the next run. Oh wow, we got a new record. Another 102 billion, but I'm thinking 102 billion is going to be about the limit of this current account. But for people who have level like the higher level, like we're at level 819, if they have 821s, maybe if they have all plus 25 exclusive equipment, maybe more heroes on this team refined, like the Ludovic or Smokey have refined magic charms, then I can definitely imagine that this team can get up to 103, 104 billion today, which is crazy. Another. Okay, we got 103 billion. That is beautiful, and that is gonna put us, yeah, that is a really good score. Okay, and you're looking at it, there was one bad run, but on average, it is going to be really consistently doing well, which is another great thing. It isn't like the Snow Stomper, which defends so much on RNG. I don't like the really RNG heavy Dream Realm bosses because you never know what to expect when it comes around. And yeah, okay, now what we're going to talk about is about the priority for your refinement of your charms. I've kind of begun doing that. So what I think is Harak balance charms, because these are the best charms for all Dream Realm bosses. And even for Ravage Realm, like I told you in that video, basically they are the top performing charms even in Ravage Realm over Butcher charms. So balance charms for Harak are the way to go. Yeah, go for them, refine them, and don't even look back. Taylene blast charms I also think are a priority, because mainly for Ravage Realm, because she is a key damage dealer in Ravage Realm. For Dream Realm bosses, Taylene has been phased out. She isn't a top option, but for PvP, this is also going to help. So I think Taylene is another top priority. Maybe not overall top, but one of the top 5 or top 10. Sonya, very top priority. She's used in quite a few Dream Realm bosses, and also Ravage Realm. She is a hard-hitting damage dealer, so refining those is going to be a great option for you. I also think Smokey would be great if you have these optimal charms, which are the recovery charms. These are going to be the best for him, and refining them is going to be great for him as well. Now, as for the other heroes, definitely Fresco sorcery charms I think is really big, and also really Fresco benefits the most from it, because the difference between this one, like look, 13.6% attack, and then this one that we have, how can we see it? How can we view the difference? Okay, well, they're not exactly showing it to me. Okay, over here would be 12.3, so it's a 1.3% attack boost, but for all 3 slots, adds up to 3.9%, almost a 4% attack boost, just by refining his charms, and Fresto really wants the attack to increase his damage. Lily May as well, sorcery charms, I think really top priority for you to be refining. Now, some people have gone for Lenya Butcher charms, like, the problem is for Dream Realm, not too important. Ravage Realm, somewhat important, but she's not even the top damage dealer in Ravage Realm. Like, Prissa is even more top than her. So, I don't know about Lenya, but I think it can be fine. And definitely any other Dream Realm hero like Shakira with Mystic Charms would be fine. Mikola with Arcane Charms would be fine, but not really necessary and not really as impactful. I think Ludovic is a great other option. If you're really trying to max out your scores in Dream Realm, Insight Charms, upgrading them are going to help you, like, because he deals so much damage. You saw how much damage he just did in Orson right now, topping the damage chart. Refining his charms are going to make him even better. Another almost 4% attack. Apart from that, I mean, it then comes down a bit to PvP. Gale Charms onto Odie are great. Also for Ravage Realm, they're good. Overloaded Charms onto Merrily are really good for Ravage Realm. I don't have them, but Overloaded Charms are the best performing. So if you can refine those would be good for Ravage Realm specifically. The other heroes, I don't think are going to be really major priorities on your account to be upgrading their charms. So that is what I would recommend. And then, of course, there are some PvP options, but I would say get these heroes sorted first, and then you can think about like Blast Charms on Tassi, or even Sorcery Charms on Diurnal, which are more PvP oriented. But anyway, guys, that is going to be pretty much it for this video. Let me know what you guys think, and I'll hopefully see you guys in the next video. But this is a great team, and again, credit to Rymz for sharing this team information, and I'll hopefully see you guys in the next one. And until then, everyone, peace out for now, and thank you for watching.